Hello friends, hope you are doing well and welcome back to the channel NUAA-TECH videos, and this is the series of Windows Server 2022, and in this video we will add a new child domain controller to the existing forest. So let's get started. So for this demonstration I have two domain controllers. So this is my primary domain controller and I have one more machine or the server 2019 which will be added as a child domain controller. So this is my first domain controller and all the FSM roles are running here. As you can see, test-tc1. This is the machine name or the computer name, and also all the FSM roles are placed here. So before we begin, first let's understand why we need the child domain controller. So we can say or we can understand like we have another branch or the business that is getting extended, and we want to add one more department, and that is the secret department. Let's say that it's research or it could be any department, and that would functional separately. So if we have business expansion and we have some dedicated branches or any merger. So if the two companies, so this could be also the scenario. If we have abc.com, this is the company, or ABC the company, and there is a new merger with the BCD company. So both the companies will run together, but that is separate division. And we do not want to merge or add all those users in our domain, existing domain. So there might be some more scenarios also. So the biggest advantage having a child domain controller is we can create the individual account to that department or section or the new business dedicatedly to the new child domain, but the forest will remain as is. Okay, so this is a small requirement to add or having a new subdomain or the child domain. And we have one more term that is the tree domain, but we can add as many as we want as a child domain under our forest, existing forest. So we are going to create or add a child domain controller for the new business. So this is my primary server and this is my domain test.local. Test.local, and let's go to the another server, and I have already installed the roles and I am the enterprise administrator for test.local domain, and all the ports I have already verified. Required ports are already opened from the firewall, and the static IP address that was required, that is also added to the machine. So the server is ready now, and I have installed the ADDS and DNS role on this server. And now we will promote this server as a CDC or child domain controller. So let's begin with the deployment part now. Okay, so we will select the middle option, add a new domain to an existing forest. And we have two options here as we discussed, child domain and tree domain. The tree domain we will understand in another video. So we will focus on child domain, and the parent domain is test dot local. The new domain I'll add as CARCH research. So the complete domain or the CDC will be research.test.local. Asking to supply the credentials. I'll use my credentials. Okay, edit. I'm using the administrator account. I can create another account that is having the privilege of enterprise admin. Click on next. Not log on to the domain. Okay. Okay. I missed to put trust administrator and then password. That one tried locally. Let's try it now. Okay, it is taken, and the domain functional level. I'll keep as 2016. I have prepared some other videos for domain functional level and forest functional level. You can watch if you do not know what is domain functional level or forest functional level. So this server will be the DNS server as well and the global catalog. And I have only the default site. But if in production environment, if you are planning to add the child domain controller, you can select or create a new site and then asking for the DSRM password. So this is very important to note down what is the password we are going to give, because in the recovery process, if the domain or NTDS database is corrupted, in that case, we will need of this TSRM password. So keep it safely. Okay, I'll use the same account. Delegation is already selected. Click on next. It is checking the NetWise name. So research. It should pick yes the NetWise name for the new CDC. Click on next. And this is the demo environment. So I am keeping NTDS logs, and sysvol everything on the same drive. But you need to follow the good exercise, the best practices to place sysvol, NTDS, and logs on a separate drive. Click on next, and this is the script in the backend that will be executed. And this is PowerShell script. Okay, and then click on next. It will check all the prerequisites and make sure the server is not added to any domain. All prerequisites passed, and then install. Okay, it's configuring the local computer to host Active Directory domain services, replicating the schema, the data replicating. Okay, so here I'm getting this error. The FSMO role ownership could not be verified because its directory partition has not replicated successfully with at least one replication partner. So, as I said, I have two domain controllers, not get packs. It is good. We ran into this issue. Let me show you something. We have two domain controllers, this TC and this TC, and unfortunately, I have brought down this domain controller for some reason, and the new child domain controller addition is making sure the latest copy that is deployed or the updates that we are adding a new child domain controller that is replicated to all the domain controllers. So let me show you ping test-tc2 because the server is down. That's the reason it will not come. So I'm just starting that server as well. So until then, I will just pause the video and come back. So the server is started again. The DC2 is reachable now. And on the second server, the CD server, I followed the same wizard and it went successful. And let me show you the new domain or the child domain that is added successfully. So research.test.local, this domain is created. So this is mandatory to check each domain which is added to the parent domain. They all are available and replicated the latest information that is replicated to or among the domain controllers. So this is pretty much important to validate the replication part before we add a new child domain controller to the existing forest. Let's go back and see, validate, change domain. And here if I browse on this, I could see there is a child domain. So this is root test.local and research.test.local. This is newly added. And if I open it, and let me create the object. Let's create the OU CHN for instance and add a new computer CLIENT client1, name it. Okay, and let's check whether this is replicating or not, CHN, and we could see here. And the important part here, we see we execute the command netdom query fsmr. So we can see the PDC, RID, and infrastructure master roles are separately pasted on this domain controller. The host name of this domain controller is test CDC, and as I told, that the schema master and domain naming master, these roles are forest wide, so they will remain with the parent domain, and this is our parent domain. So These three, PDC, RID, and infrastructure, are separately hosted on each domain, the parent domain as well as uh, the child domain. So 3 plus 3 and 2 forest wide. So if we are adding one child domain, we will have 8 FSMO roles in total. So if we are adding a new CDC, so 3 more roles will be added. So that's all in this video. Hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching.